What's up, Fit Bunch? It's your main man, Mr. Trevor Bunch, the amputee personal trainer, coming at you. Today we are going to learn about bands, how to build strength in your hips, glutes, and residual limbs as an amputee using resistance bands. Now, I'm a double above the knee amputee, as many of you know. But just because I am a double above the knee amputee showing you how to do these exercises does not mean that you, as a different level of amputation, cannot also perform these exercises. The movement patterns remain the same from exercise to exercise. The only thing that changes is your point of leverage, how you actually leverage against the resistance. So whether you're a double above the knee, double below the knee, single or double above or below knee, doesn't matter as long as you are able to leverage against the resistance. So, if you need any help modifying these exercises for your specific situation, just let me know. Drop me a comment below, send me a direct message, whatever you've got, I'm here to help, all right? Resistance band loops like these are a great way to build strength in the hips, glutes, residual limbs. Not only because they are extremely portable and economical, that is, you can take them anywhere and they are relatively cheap and easy to come by, but they also really work well to challenge stability. The muscles that are responsible more for stabilization than bigger movements are the ones that typically tend to go away the quickest in amputees and other individuals who may be maintaining a lower level of activity. So it's important that we address these by focusing on strengthening them specifically, building the stability, and that will all carry over into how you're walking, how you're moving day to day as an amputee. So we're going to go over 3 different exercises today, all right? We are going to go over band AB, abduction. We are going to go over band ADD, adduction, and we are going to go over banded hip extension, all right? So most of us watching this video maybe have been through therapy, and some of these terms may sound familiar, all right? Just a refresher, real quick. AB, abduction, means to be taking away from the midline of the body, all right? Band ADD, adduction, means to bring closer to the body. You can think abduct, to take away, like kidnapping, abducting away from the body. Or ADD, adducting, means adding in towards the body. We're also going to go over hip extension, which is the fine art of opening the hip joint. Right now, I'm seated. My hips could be viewed as closed hip joint. If I stand up, they are now extended. So, now that we've got the refresher course down, let's talk about the actual movements, all right? Resistance bands come in many different colors, sizes, and levels of resistance. Typically, they are coded by color, by resistance levels. So this light green band is a lot more easily stretched than this blue band, than this gray band, which I think is, that's the heaviest one that we've got here. So I'm going to start off with the blue one. This is just a good kind of middle of the road. First movement that we're going to do is going to be band AB, abduction, all right? I'm sitting up here on my little box. This is going to give me some leverage, so I'm not just rubbing my legs against the ground. I'm also able to challenge my balance a little bit here by moving my butt towards the end of the seat. All right, I'm just going to kind of hold on right here. I've got the band around pretty much the distal end of my residual limbs here, and I'm just going to kind of hold on behind me so I don't fall off. Just pushing the legs away from each other. All right. You can lean back a little bit here, and that'll engage the core and the glutes a little bit. I'll turn to the side so you can kind of see more of what I'm doing here. Just leaning back, pushing the legs away from each other, pushing outwards here. If you encounter any problems with the resistance band slipping, you can just kind of put your hands there and provide a little bit of support so it doesn't slide up or down your legs while you're doing this. All right. Now, the band AB, abduction, is going to target the muscles of your glutes, all right? But you're also going to be hitting a little bit of the inner thigh as well, all right? Those are the abductor and adductor muscles. So each of these exercises, by the way, sets, the reps, you know, I just say find ways to progress yourself. So if you start pretty simple, start with 5 to 10 repetitions for maybe 2 or 3 sets and work your way up until you're capable of doing sets of 15 to 20 on each of the movements that I show you. So next up, band ADD, adduction. All right, now I'm going to take my leg slightly out from the middle of my body. All right, if we've got my little angulometer out here, I'm looking at maybe a 45-degree angle. If you've got something to mount the band to, I would heavily encourage you to do that. I'm just going to use my arm since I know that I can pull this in and not move my arm. So all I'm doing, wrap it around the one end of my leg, and I'm going to focus on bringing my leg in towards the middle of my body. Just like that, all right? Now, that's going to be a challenge for the muscles of the inner thigh, all right? These typically become very weak after amputation. So very huge to be sure that you're controlling the movement on its way in and on the way out. So don't just pull it in and then let your leg snap out like that, all right? Have to be able to control it steadily inward as well as out. Now, I don't know if we can see this, but I'm also making an effort not to move my arm from where it's holding on, because if I let my arm move with it, I'm not really going against any sort of resistance there. All right? Now, last one, I'm going to cast the stool off to the side here. If you've got somebody else to help you perform this last exercise, that would be great. But if you don't, you can do it yourself as long as you're able to hold on to the band. All right. Now, a couple different ways to perform a hip extension by yourself without any external apparatus other than the band would be to lie back. You can try and lift your shoulder blades off the ground if that works for you. I'm going to create some resistance here by just putting my hands between the band here, and all I'm going to do is fire my muscles, squeeze my butt cheeks, and push my legs towards the ground against the resistance of the band. Pushing it down, controlling it up. Not letting my hands move. Keep the butt cheeks squeezed, especially at the end range of motion, then control them back up. You can also do this movement one leg at a time for a little bit more of a challenge. These are a few great exercises to perform with the bands that are going to help you build up the muscles of your butt, hips, and residual limbs, and that's going to carry over hugely into how you're walking and how you're moving as an amputee. It's my goal to help you guys get from where you're at to wherever it is that you want to be. I don't care if you want to stand at the kitchen sink and wash your dishes for 5 minutes at a time. I don't care if you want to run a half marathon. Where you're at versus where you want to be, it's my goal to help you get there. If you have any questions, any comments, any feedback at all, drop it in the box below and let me know. It's always a pleasure. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.